Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Amma ba'du. Yang dirahmati Marisan Urustia Minggu MDS Cawangan Kelantan, yang diraihkan pelajar-pelajar baru UiTM Cawangan Kelantan, ibu bapa dan juga hadirin yang dirahmati sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, first of all, let us address our thankful to Allah Subhanahu wa taala for the chances given to us to be enrolled in UiTM. I would like to congratulate to all of the students for your success to further your study to UiTM. So in order to begin your life in UiTM, firstly, you need to set your mind correctly. Okay, so consider this is migration or this is hijrah. Okay, for students from living in secondary school to the living in university. Okay, as students. So in order to start with, so it is better for you to set your intention right, ataupun to set your niat, in order to seek the knowledge. Okay, so in order to find out the new knowledge, in order to improve your quality of life in future. So today I would like to share with you about some important information about UiTM. Okay, so before we proceed, of course, you need to know what is the functions of UiTM, what is the important information and value in UiTM. Okay, so in UiTM now we are progressing our UiTM strategic planning for year 2025. In our mission, we have set to become globally renowned university by year 2025. Globally renowned university, or in Malay known as university yang terkenal di dunia. Okay, inshallah we try to achieve this by promoting our academic excellence, our global excellence and value-driven performance. So inshallah, in university we together, lecturers, students and staff, we work hard and in order to materialize our vision and mission, inshallah. So our university value was based on three important elements. Okay, that is based on excellence, synergy and integrity. So I hope all students will embrace all these three important value, and along with other good values in our life in order to become good students. So in terms of global UiTM value, as I mentioned before, it is based on three elements. That's are ESI. Okay, so I hope students can remember this. ESI. E stand for excellence, S stand for synergy, and I stand for integrity. So excellence means that we try to do the best in whatever we do. Okay, as a students, of course, you need to achieve excellence in your academics, and also excellence in your co-curriculum activities, and also excellence in terms of your self-development. So let's set this excellence culture in our mind. Okay, that means we try to do the best in whatever we do. And number two, about synergy. Synergy means cooperation between all the stakeholders in our university. So in terms of student life, of course, you need to synergize your advantage and your privilege with other friends in order to do the best performance or result in your academic activities. And the last one is about integrity. And integrity is about the responsibility, the trust that a student need to embrace in whatever activities you do. Okay, integrity required strong value embrace in our personality. And UiTM teams is unleashing potential and shaping the future. Means that we believe all students have your own potential. Again, you have your own strength. Okay, and we want you to unleash it, or we want you to explore it and utilize it, okay, in order to groom your personality. And from here, of course, we're able to create better future, okay, for all of our students. Okay, and I would like to share with you about some statistics related to UiTM. For year 2020, our staff is around 17,990, okay, including all the academic staff and academic and admin staff. Okay, for academic staff, we have around 8,876 academic staff, and for professors, we have around 203 professors. And for admin, we have 9,914 admin staff. UiTM is considered as the largest university in Malaysia. And nowadays, for year 2020, our enrolled students is 189,000 throughout the country. All the campuses throughout the country, we have 189,000 students. Okay, and you parts of this group. Congratulations. So for full-time student now we have 173,900, and for part-time student we have 15,107 students. Okay, so we are a very big family in UiTM. So in terms of academic program, program considered from diploma level, degree level, master and PhD level. Altogether, we have 537 academic program. Okay, so your program is part of this 537 program. So for in terms of our university ranking in the world, okay, now UiTM at in year 2021, our ranking at 601 until 650 ranking in the world. So this is considered very high ranking. Yeah, and we are exactly at 100 in terms of employer reputation. Our ranking is at 179. Okay, employer reputation means that employer or majikan give a high ranking to UiTM. So okay, now we back to some things that related to students. Okay, now in year 2020, so our country was affected by pandemic COVID-19. Okay, and from there our education system being reformed, and most of the teaching method was converted from face-to-face teaching method to online teaching method. Okay, so new students have to familiarize with this condition, and I hope you also have the experience in secondary school, how to conduct online class. Okay, so in university we call it as ODL class. ODL stands for Open and Distant Learning. So it means that students we do the teaching and learning process with lecturers online. Either it is live or distant learning. Okay, distant learning means that student maybe because of the poor internet connection, so student will get the information a bit late. Again, for example, might be use WhatsApp or Telegram by receiving the recording from lecturers. So we have to adopt with this condition because this is the only alternative that we have in order to overcome with the pandemic COVID-19 nowadays. Okay. Now, students need to study at home with all the new teaching methods. But also, if students have any problem with your internet connection or with your study environment, so you can request to get in campus. So in campus, also we provide some place in our hostel for those who have any difficulties. Okay, so I would like to give you some advice in order to go through the ODL class. So ODL class, as I mentioned before, it is the open and distant learning, which is it will be conducted online. So in order to make our ODL PMP teaching and learning more effective, it requires a few elements. Okay, so number one, it required for good internet connection. Okay, make sure your location have a good internet connection, and number two, must have a reliable device. Okay, device means either you have a notebook or computer or your smartphone. This is really helpful in order to improve the effectiveness in your study. And number three, it required for perfect teaching method. Okay, inshallah, our lecturers will help you. Will share with you all the teaching material as required by our syllabus. Okay, and number four, also important in order to improve the effectiveness in ODL teaching and learning. That is about student concentration. So students need to be really concentrate. Okay, in online class, because when we not in a face-to-face environment, of course there are more challenges. Can will jeopardize our study. So it requires students to concentrate. And number five, it also need active participation. This is very important. Students need to ask the lecturers, need to inform the lecturers whatever problem you have regarding to study. So from here, lecturer will know about your condition. Okay, either you are really able to follow all the teaching material, or you are left behind. Okay, when you give your feedback, inshallah, lecturers will take appropriate action in order to help you to get the teaching material. So that's why active participation is very important. So you also need to active in your classroom in order to improve your communication skill, in order to build up your relationship with other friends in your class. So this is the new environment that students need to face nowadays. Okay, so that's why students need to be proactive. Okay, proactive in this process. Okay, and the last one is about continuous assessment. So in ODL, lecturers will give you continuous assessment, because from this continuous assessment, lecturers will know what is the level of knowledge that you can absorb from the teaching process. Okay. And lastly, I would like to share with you about some important elements in order to become a success people, okay, in our life. Okay, so this I was referred to one important books, that is buku 10 Kebiasaan Manusia Berjaya Tanpa Batas. The writer is Dr. Ibrahim Hamd Al-Quwaid, was published in year 2005. So according to this book, in order to success in our life, it required for us to have three important elements. So number one, we must have a good relationship with our God, or good relationship with Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, or we call it as Hablum Min Allah. And number two, we must have a good relationship with human being, with all the people around us, or in Islam you call it as Hablum Minan Nas. Okay, and the last one, the last one, the important element to ensure a success in our life is about we must have some expertise, kan, or we must have some important skill that enable us to gain some income for us. So here we call it as memiliki kemahiran khas. Okay, so by having this our specialty skill, so will help us in order to develop our economic income, inshallah. In order to build up a good relationship with Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, we call it as kebiasaan ataupun attitude. Attitude is very important, okay, in our life, because this will determine the quality of our life, our personality. Okay, so in order to have a good relationship with Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, so we must familiarize ourselves with these 4 important elements. Number 1, okay, we must have a clear intention of life, ataupun jelas matlamat hidup. We must have a clear life objective. So from here, our objective is in this world is to serve as Allah Subhanahu wa Taala servant. We are human being which Allah has created us in order to perform ibadah to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And number 2, we try to achieve excellence, okay, in whatever we do. In either it is in academics or in our works, we try to do the best, because we know everything we do in this life considered as ibadah to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And number 3, we must have a proper plan, okay, proper plan for our life, either for whole life, for annual activities, for monthly activities, or for weekly activities, and for daily activities. We must plan our life accordingly. And number 4, we must have appropriate priorities to do in our life. And so we know we have so many jobs to do, but we must give the appropriate priority, okay, in order to do the best thing in our life. And number 2, how to build up a good human relationship. So in order to have a good human relationship, hubungan dengan manusia ataupun hablum minan nas, so we must have 3 important elements here. Number 1, we must maintain a good communication skill. We must have a good communication with all the peoples around us. And that's why we must have a good habit. Okay, we must respect each other. Okay, and number 2, we must have positive thinking. Okay, so in build up relationship with our friend, we must have positive thinking. So in Islam we call it kita kena ada husnuzon with our friend, ataupun sangkaan yang baik, okay, to our friend. Okay. Kemudian number 3, in order to maintain a good human relationship, we must have a balanced relationship. Balanced relationship means that we have a good relationship with all of our friends. Okay, maknanya we give us the balanced treatment, kan? Tiada pilih kasih, tapi we try to be fair for everyone. Okay, insyaAllah. And last one, in order to build up expertise in ourselves, okay, expertise ataupun kemahiran or special skill. Okay, menggunakan this special skill will enable us to create ataupun to gain some economic income, to get a salary, for example. Or if we know how to run a business, we have the skill to run a appropriate business. Okay, so in order to get this skill, it requires 3 elements. So number 1, we need to focus. Kan, focus in whatever you are interested to do, which you believe you can do best in certain skill that you plan to develop. Okay. And number 2, Number two, you need to take care about your time. Okay, use your time wisely. Kan, don't waste your time. Kan, you use it with the beneficial activities. And don't simply waste your time with unimportant activities. Okay. And number three, in order to have this skill, students must able to control yourself. Okay, to control yourself, because as a student in university, you are independent. Can no one will constrain you, can except yourself. So you must know how to manage yourself, how to do the best thing in your activities, and cannot simply follow your friend. Okay, that's why, as I mentioned before, you must have a clear objective. Again, clear objective, clear intention. Again, while we get enrolled in the university, inshallah. So I hope with all this advice, okay, will help you to become a success in your life as a student and also as a citizen in the future, inshallah. Okay. Lastly, I would like to thanks to all the organizing committee and all the students and parents who give a commitment to join this MDS, Minggu Destini Siswa. So I hope you can adopt yourself with the new norm in university, which it requires students to study online. So we have to adopt this before we can stop the COVID-19. Inshallah, when everything get normal, so student able to get into campus fully. Okay, inshallah. So lastly, together we officiate this program with the lafaz Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We officiate the program Minggu Destini Siswa Sesi March August 2021 UiTM Cawangan Kelantan. Sekian, wabillahi taufiq hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.